Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Emergency!
So originally when I made that reveal trailer analysis, I suspected that I would make a couple follow-up videos just to be consistent and, you know, just pump up the hype for the game. But then they didn't do anything. For a year. Anyway, now we finally have new information in the form of both the release date, a banner image with a couple new characters, and a new gameplay segment. Now I'm pretty confident that this moment is the start of the hype train. I think Nintendo's gonna be releasing these little gameplay chunks every so often, just to sort of get us the vibe, because it's just enough for us to get the gist, but not really enough to really spoil the magic of Rhythm Heaven. I think that's fair. I just wish they started sooner. Like, you know, like didn't wait like a whole year, but it's fine. I have a life. I was doing other things. Totally. So let's start with that release date, July 2nd. We actually kind of maybe knew this. A leak the other week actually provided the release date for this game was going to be summer 2026. And genuinely, it just kind of made me cringe a little, because it was like, man, this game is coming out in 3 months and we've heard zip about it. But, you know, turned out to be true, so whatever. More importantly, this adds to that leak's authenticity, which means Pikmin 4 Nintendo Switch 2 edition, baby! Oh, coming out in 2026! Oh, they got the new There Is No Game sequel! Oh, it's the year of the Bossclips, what can I say? So yeah, the game comes out July 2nd, and it's actually coming out physically, and for $40. So really all the concerns I had last time, completely unfounded, except we still don't know if the songs will be translated. Like I said back then though, it seems unlikely that they wouldn't have translated them, but we still don't know, so, you know, I still can't sleep. Let's start by looking over that new gameplay trailer for Slice and Dice Kitchen. Kitchen was right there. Just call it Slice and Dice. Why'd you add the kitchen? When I say this whole phrase, I age 40 years. So first off, the most obvious thing to note is that, this is not what the game looks like. When the original trailer came out, this game specifically looked so drastically different from the Rhythm Heaven style that it stood out blatantly. A lot of people were saying that it was very WarioWare-like. They were saying things like maybe this game will have new art styles. I don't know who was saying this. It definitely wasn't me. I didn't say it in my video. Don't go back and watch it. But looking at it now, I mean, it is the uniform Rhythm Heaven style. Very weird. I originally thought, and a lot of people still do, that this alternate design is just going to be a remix, but it would be weird to show the sequel or remix visuals for a game before the actual one, right? But now the image that was the old design is the new design on the eShop, so I really think they just updated it. And I mean, I have mixed feelings about that, but ultimately it's just like, why did it look like this in the first place? Is weird. In my original video, I predicted that the direction of the tomatoes was going to play an important part in the minigame. It does not. It's the same cue, no matter which way they're throwing. It's just on the left side you have less time to react for whatever reason. I don't know why she's off center still. Is it 2-player? Is it just a weird visual choice? I don't know. The mascot girl is back narrating the tutorial, except instead of ending all her words with boop, she's ending them all with beep. It's a complete betrayal of what we've known. A lot of people in the comments last time were telling me that this little, like, boop at the end, this little narrated voice, was meant to help deaf players, and I certainly knew that was a benefit, but I didn't really think that was the reason they were doing it. Now I'm pretty confident about it. That does seem like exactly what they're doing. A devastating loss is that we no longer have the blank more times thing. Now it's just hearts. totally soulless, not buying this game. We can see in the bottom that you can press Y to start an example. This was a thing in a lot of the other games where you could view a demo, but now it seems like you can do it like immediately. In those other games you had to kind of like fail a couple times. Now you can just do it immediately. It's worth noting that the tutorial music definitely matches the tutorial music from the other game. However, this is very much a different song. So this isn't the standard tutorial theme, but this is what tutorials sound like going forward. That is good to know. Once the actual gameplay starts, they start doing all this visual trickery right off the bat. Usually they wait till like the midpoint to do all this, but oh, they're just throwing it right at you. I mean, I guess we know how this game's gonna look now. It's gonna have all these lighting effects and all these weird little filters. Oh, Rhythm Heaven's back there. I'm so excited. In the full gameplay, not the tutorial, we can see her catch a yellow pepper at one point, which has a little ding cue, and then a little, like, kitchen beep beep beep. And she catches 3 broccolis. Very traditional Rhythm Heaven. There's a cue right before a cue. It's like the bone in Dog Ninja, or the light bulb in Karate Man. In terms of gameplay footage, this is all we have. I do envision that they're gonna post a couple more of these little gameplay snippets leading up to release, but for now, that's all we have. Now, before I get to that big banner image, I do want to talk about another thing that was discovered by the Heaven Studio Discord. I was asleep when they discovered this, so I was not a part of it. If you go to the eShop and look at the image URLs for these images, you can find their actual names are in their file names. The 8 games in the gallery are actually all 8 of the games we already knew about, so nothing new getting shown here, but what is new is that this game with the jump rope has a different background. Back in my original video, I predicted that the game was going to move like left to right or right to left, and the wall was going to move with it, and that was going to be the visual intrigue of the game, but we don't know. Maybe this is just what the wall looks like now. That said, I think I did spend quite a long time talking about the red and blue splotches on the wall, which probably mean nothing now, so oops. That said, I know you're all curious to know what the names are, and even more curious to know, did Bossclips get them right? Well, I mean, obviously I didn't get Slice and Dice Kitchen right. Cat Conga is instead called Hop, Stop, and Roll. Makes sense. Bicep Bounce is instead Fruit Flex, which, the same difference really. Bottle Hop is instead called Soda Hop. This was a name that I saw a ton of people throwing around. I'm just pissed off I didn't think of it because it was so close. I was right there. Bottle Hop, Soda Hop. I was right there. Anyway, perfect name as far as I'm concerned. Squatters, which was admittedly a throwaway guess, is instead called Germ Aerobics. Because these were germs the whole time. I would never have gotten that, because why are germs in grass? Flock Flight is called Synchro Wings. Sure. Hoop de Loop is instead called Hoop... You ready for this? Hoop Trundling. What does that mean? Is that a pun? I don't know if that's a pun on something, I really don't. But, I mean, my name was better, so it doesn't matter. And Can Do turned out to be Can Do! Oh, actually, I won right! Yes! What's also interesting about all these file names is that they all, except for 2, end in a 1. Which, I mean, it could just mean that this is like image 1 of the game. But what more people are saying is that they think this is the image for specifically the first version of the game. And if you know anything about Rhythm Heaven, you know games get sequels. So let's consider these the single first versions of games that will eventually get sequels. The reason this is specifically interesting is because 2 games do not follow this trend. Soda Hop ends in a 2, and Hoop Trundling doesn't have any number. Now for Soda Hop, this could just mean it's the second image, because this is a different image than the first time we got, but it could also mean that this is footage from Soda Hop 2, in which case, I mean, doesn't look all that different from Soda Hop 1, but more importantly, Hoop Trundling not having a number at all might imply that this game is completely on its own. This is a one and done game. So there we go, we can confirm that, I mean, at least 7 other games exist, potentially. Speaking of other games, BAM! Look at this beauty. They should have showed this to start, because this image says way more than most of these trailers did, because oh damn, look at all those characters. Looking at this image, if we're not counting the mascot girl, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 different characters. Now obviously it's easy to assume that that means that there's going to be 29 different games, but I think that's a rash assumption to make. For one, we don't know how many of these characters are from the same game. The jump rope girl and the bottle are not even close to each other, and we know for sure they're from the same game. And this is 29 with me counting the barista looking dog, who could just be the barista, so he might not even have a game. Not to mention, any of these could easily not be normal games. They could be rhythm toys or endless games. Hell, these guys could be like Megamix NPCs. We don't know. But what this does do is give us a rough estimate that we should at least somewhat expect a mid-20s amount of rhythm games, which is pretty on par with the rest of the series. Again though, take that with a grain of salt, because this isn't even all of them. Kitchen Girl's not here, there's no germs from Germ Aerobics, so this is a rough estimate regardless. This is definitely not all of them. We can basically skip the characters we've already talked about, except for this cat. Because that's not what the cat from Hop, Stop, and Roll looks like. That's looking a lot like the actual Rhythm Heaven art style, and that game doesn't, and you know what that means. If it might... Ooh, it's coming for you. Among this lineup, we actually have a couple of familiar faces already. We got, like, quite literally the exact same stock art of that fucking onion from Megamix, so they're back. We got the Space Dancer. It's looking, I mean, a little different. It's slightly different. We got the Wandering Samurai, but now with a full head of hair. And we have Dr. Bacteria from Sick Beats, sporting much of the same. A lot of people are taking these as to say that maybe these aren't the same characters, but maybe descendants of the characters, and I can buy that. If the game is gonna go for a motif of like the next generation of the Rhythm Heaven characters, I could buy that. But maybe this is just literally the characters redesigned. We don't know. Okay, but now let's talk about the completely newbies. We've never seen these people before. We got an alien in like a UFO. This one screams to me more like NPC. I don't think this is from a minigame. I think this might be a character within the story, but I mean, we'll see. Same goes for the moon up there. I think these are just background elements. I don't think they're related to any game, but you never know. We got some birds here. They just look like the birds from Kirby. People are saying they look like the Flockstep birds. No, they look like the bird from Kirby. This is a Kirby crossover now. We got a girl playing soccer down here. That's right, pink hair! And another barista lookalike, although this one looks... Well, this one looks way different. We got this little blue guy with shoes on. Is he also playing soccer? I don't know, but he's also here. We got this little, what looks like a father and son duo. The little frog in the net. Is the frog related? Probably. But the two are definitely related. We can, the same pose, same outfit. They're from the same game. The father's probably teaching you, the player, who's the son, how to play the game. And maybe the frog is there too. A lot of people rightfully think this is the Cosmic Dancer, and I guess that's as good a guess as any, but I mean, I'm not entirely sure. He's wearing a hat. Cosmic Dancers don't wear hats. That's literally my only... He's carrying a little pixel guy on a screen. I don't know if that means they're related, or if this is just a way to have the pixel guy move with everyone else by just having an unrelated character do it. Got a crab. It's Crab. We got what looks like a cheerleader, but it could just be a girl with a book. These are the kind of assumptions you have to make with Rhythm Heaven. Got a little guy on an umbrella, look at that! Oh, he's got a little umbrella for a head. Oh, I can't, horrible things are gonna happen to this one. We got like a kid who's like playing badminton. You know, there are other sports. You already did air rally. We've got a sentient car. That is all. Now this girl here is a little interesting. She looks like an idol, which, you know, Rhythm Heaven is no stranger to. To me, she immediately looked like the one from WarioWare, and it's definitely not exact, but it could just be a redesign. Regardless, this is probably just a new idol girl who will probably sing a song, you know how it is. Is she based on a real idol? I don't know. The game hasn't come out yet. We got this guy who looks like he looks like a circus guy. I'm thinking this is like a circus level. Maybe he's coming out of the mouth of this very stylized looking dinosaur. Like this is probably my favorite design, actually. And finally we got this big old golem. Like, whoa. I can't say much else, he's just intimidating. And I always said finally, but also the moon is there. The moon. That's about all I think I can say about Rhythm Heaven Groove. There's no doubt in my mind that in the coming days we're gonna get more information of this caliber. I do wish we got a lot of this spoon-fed to us over the course of a couple months, but whatever, you know, can't all be Tomodachi life. You know who we still haven't seen? Monkeys. We don't know if monkeys are in this game. Did I miss anything?
No.
Do you have any different opinions from me?
No.
Then post a comment below and oh, I'll read it. Oh, I'll read it so hard. That sounded mean. I will read it the normal amount.